Okay, so I just wanted to go over two problems quickly from the group quizzes. I thought the group quizzes were good, actually. And I especially was impressed at how quickly people adjusted on the fly to the format that I wanted. And I think going forward, we'll keep using that format. So the one problem that most of the groups had a slight mistake on was this problem where you were asked to simplify this. And I think most people did start the problem outright. So you're going to multiply by x over x so that I get rid of the fraction within the fraction, and I get 1 minus x squared over 3x squared minus 3x. And on the top, this simplifies to 1 minus x over 1 plus x. And on the bottom, I can factor out the 3x over x minus 1, or 3x times x minus 1. And so I think we've gone over this a little bit, but not much, if at all. Is can we factor two expressions out like 1 minus x and x minus 1? Well, the answer is yes, we can. And if you think of what happens when I have 1 minus x and x minus 1, if I plug in a number for x, for example, if I plug in 2, I'm going to get 2 minus 1 over, I'm going to get 1 minus 2 over 2 minus 1, which is negative 1 over 1, which is negative 1. If I plug in 3, I'm going to get 1 minus 3 over 3 minus 1, which is negative 2 over 2. And so the answer is negative 1. If I plug in negative 5, I'm going to get 1 minus negative 5 over negative 5 minus 1, which is 6 over negative 6, which is negative 1. So hopefully you start to see the pattern there that no matter what you plug in, you're going to get negative 1. So when you have two factors, only they're reversed, then they cancel. They just cancel to negative 1. And so the answer to this would be negative 1 plus x over 3x, which is the same thing as saying negative 1 minus x over 3x. Or I could write it as negative 1 plus x over 3x if the minus sign is clearly outside of the fraction. However, if that minus sign creeps in and it looks like that, then it just becomes a minus sign on the number 1. And so I did have to take a lot of points off because people put the minus sign, they were sloppy with their minus sign. It didn't indicate to me that you could discern between negative 1 plus x over 3x or negative 1 plus x over 3x. So those two expressions are different. And then the other one was the car driving. And this one usually tricks a lot more people than it did this year for you guys. So good work. Kudos on that. A car drives 45 miles per hour for 30 minutes, 60 miles per hour for the next 15 minutes, and 50 miles per hour for the next hour. During this 105-minute interval, what was the car's average speed? So for this question, to me, the thing that makes sense the most is to just figure out how many miles it traveled. So speed is equal to distance over time. I know that time in this case is equal to 105 minutes. Or if I want to put this in hours, well, there's 60 minutes plus 45 minutes. So 60 minutes is 1 hour, and 45 minutes is 45 out of 60 is 3/4, so 1.75 hours. So if I could just figure out what the amount of miles are. So if I travel 45 miles per hour for 30 minutes, that means I'm going for half an hour, which means if I was going to go 45 miles in an hour, I'm going to go 22.5 miles in the half an hour. I travel 60 miles per hour for the next 15 minutes, which is nice because that means I'm traveling 1 mile per minute. So that means I'm going 15 miles. And I go 50 miles per hour for the next hour, which means I go 50 miles. And so if I add those up together, I get 65 plus 22.5, which is 87.5 miles. And if you take that and divide it by 1.75 hours, you get 50 miles per hour.